Bluff City Media presents The Anthony Sain Show with your host, Anthony Sain. Now, let's get to the show.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Anthony Sain Show. This is, of course, your host, Anthony Sain, here with my guy, man, Rusty Whitten, a.k.a. Dr. Buckets, is in the house. Rusty, what's going on, my guy?
I'm just telling you, I don't miss. I tell you what's going to happen, and then it happens, man. I'm just here to let you know that if there's a Grizzlies injury, man, hashtag Ask Dr. Buckets. I'll let you know.
Man, I rock with every publication, man. I watch Grind City media shows. I watch a lot of independent. There's a lot of independent guys who hopping out here doing their thing, stepping out, man. I love it, man. Shout out to all y'all.
Yeah.
I can't think of these guys' names. My guy, God, you know I'm horrible with names anyway. But my guy Malik got one. I'll be watching this joint. What's my guy, other guy name? I'm gonna give him a shout out real quick, man.
I like Malik. I found Malik. Malik came to our watch party. That's where I met him at.
Yeah,
I've been tuning into his stuff a lot, man.
Shout out to him, man. My guy, man. Love it to see it. My other guy, hold on, fool. My guy Tristan Harlan, man. He be in the comments sometimes too, I think, man. His joint, man, it may be clickbait like a motherfucker, but I fuck with you though.
It works.
I fuck with you. Hey, I fuck with you. I fuck with you, bro. But anyway, yeah, shout out to all the content creators out there doing their thing, man. Man, I'm having a great day today. I'm having some problems with my AC though, bro. I'm gonna go get that junk looked at today. When I was out that way in the Bartlett area, I went out to a place called Pier 64, man. Let me ask you this, Rusty. Have you ever had seafood out of a garbage bag? Have you ever? Is that a thing that white people do?
It is, man.
Okay, cool. Okay.
So
You're from the country, though. You're from Mississippi.
I'm from the country, from out the sticks, too. Absolutely. And it's got to be spicy. It can't be none of this bland mess that you see, man.
Yeah. So I went and got me one of them joints. Ended up not eating it. I got it for my girl. I really just got it for her to eat. So I got that in there. I got me some wings from that joint. And ran into my guy, Kevin Wells, man, big-time Grizzlies supporter. Also, his daughter is one of the coaches for Memphis Magic Volleyball Institute. Ran into him. You know how you see people, you're cool with people online, but you never really met them. So when you meet them for the first time, it's a cool experience to meet these people, man. So hung out with him for a minute. My phone was blowing up because I was getting my shit off, man, because there's certain things about Jaren Jackson Jr., certain narratives, certain things that people just kind of do. And people, you can do what you want to do. You can say what you want to say. But, I just kind of asked to kind of use a little logic. With some of the things you say.
I saw the tweet and I just go off, man, because there's some weird shit.
It's so stupid, bro. Yeah.
It's a free app. You can post whatever you want on there. Yeah. And it's just some wild stuff on there.
Yeah. But yeah, and I'm sitting here now. My girl is in the room. I got her a seafood bag, but I grieve, Rusty, because I do believe that even my girl could get hit by Jaren Jackson Jr. if he were to approach. And she's looking at me with this face of confusion. Like, what the hell are you talking about? But if a guy like me, if I can fear Jaren Jackson, if he ever had the desire to get my woman, surely you dudes on Twitter who are just some guys should be concerned. But yeah, man. Let's jump into it, bro. Let's jump into of course, the biggest news of the day. Shout out to my guy, Doc Holliday, one of my mentors, one of my big brothers, one of my OGs, Doc Holliday, for the things he had to say on the subject as well. Jaren Jackson Jr., Rusty, I was out doing one of my gigs, man, doing my music bingo thing with my guy, Kevin Cerrito. And the news broke in the middle of me playing the game. Oh, man, I was shook up. Shook up, Rusty, when I got the news that Jaren Jackson Jr. suffered a turf toe injury. They made sure they let y'all know, don't blame this on us because he didn't do it here.
Exactly.
It was an off-work injury. It's an off-site.
It's off-site injury.
Yeah, don't blame it on us. So Jaren went out there and tore his shit up. I said, oh, man, where's Rusty Buckets when you need him?
Yeah.
So I immediately went into the group chat. I said, Rusty, go get your ass to the studio, man. Go log in, goddammit. And you had your things you had to say. You came out and said 3 to 6 months. Google said the same thing. Some people were leaning more towards 4. And the news came out today officially. Jaren had successful surgery. He'll be reevaluated in 12 weeks. When they do a reevaluation date, that's typically the time that they expect for this to be done. I know that that's not saying he will be back during that time, but that reevaluation date, if I'm not mistaken, I'm leaning to you. You're Dr. Buckets. That typically means this is the date that we think that he should be fine. But if not, if he's not right, we'll let y'all know. Is that a proper translation of what?
What they're going to reevaluate in 12 weeks to see where he's at to begin basketball activities. Right. Yeah. Don't take it as because it's around mid-September when that reevaluation date is. And at that point, they're going to say, all right, can you start running? Can you start doing some 1 versus air and agility type stuff? So like I said, I've said all along, 3 to 6 months is kind of the typical for a toe injury, which is kind of a long frame. But if they're reevaluating in 12 weeks, that puts it right about 2.5 months, roughly. And so at that point, they're going to look at him and see what can you do from an agility 1 versus air standpoint. So I still think at that point, there'd be a couple more weeks. I'm going to stick by my timeline. I'm saying he's going to be back playing by November, which is the second month of the season. That gives him some ramp up time after that reevaluation. No, the Grizzlies love to reevaluate Sain and then give him another 4 more weeks to rest. So that could be a thing. And so I'm going to stick with my November timeline.
I'm not really sure. I lean to you on everything you said, but on the how they handle injuries thing, I think those things have always been relative to what the situation was with the team.
Sure.
Like as far as how they rev guys up. Because I've seen situations where Jaren came back super early, Ja came back super early, and it was because we were a contending team. And because this is a season where we were trying to do certain things. We compared too many things to when this thing first got started. When Jaren was a second-year player, Jaren was a third-year player. If you go look at the timeline, when guys like Ja and Jaren holding them out for extended safe amounts of time for injuries, that ended when we started getting those 50-win, second in the West type seasons. They didn't do that then. I do believe there's going to be some level of rev up. I'm not going to throw another month on top of it, but I do think there will be some level of rev up for sure.
We saw that last year, right? Jaren turned his ankle pretty aggressively and then kind of came back within 2 weeks, which was fast because they were trying to hit that 65-game threshold. And so with it being at the beginning of the season, Sain, I think they might kind of ramp him up a little slower. Like if this was going to be, we're coming into March and April and making a playoff push, absolutely they're going to push for it to be quicker. But since it happened in July, we've got the benefit of time on our side. I anticipate them kind of ramping him up and having him rolling by November, heading into December, before the season really starts ramping up after the first of the year.
And again, I think that depends on where they are, wins, losses in the season. If we're 10 games in and they're 2-8, may say, well, Jaren, take your time. We about to go get some lottery balls. You know what I mean? So that's another thing too. I will say this though, we've seen this before in 2023. 2022, 23.
22, he missed the first 14 games.
Yeah. The year after we lost to Golden State in the playoffs, Jaren got an injury that summer, came in later in the season than everybody else. When did he come in? Did he miss like 6 weeks of the season?
14 games is what he ended up missing with that foot injury.
He missed the first 14 games of the season. And ironically, he got his first All-Star year that year and was Defensive Player of the Year, like in that same season. And the Grizzlies won 50-something games and we're second in the West. I choose to be optimistic about most of this shit that happens, bro. You know that, and I get shit for that a lot too. So I'm not going to change when it comes down to this. It absolutely sucks. It sucks because new coaching staff is going to be implementing new things. I'm one of the people who says I believe that Coach Islo is going to try to break some of the legacy issues with Jaren, the not setting the screens, not rebounding. I'm thinking that he's going to kind of set up those type of things for him and to run actual plays with Jaren, not just everybody got the way and let Jaren ISO. I think that I think he had those type of things planned, and I'm hoping those are things he can learn from the sideline because it's definitely super unfortunate that he's not going to be able to go participate in camp at all. But with a big issue like this, Rusty Witten, it has became a big issue, a big man issue, where the Grizzlies are going to be without your starting center and also your starting power forward going into the season for sure. Even if he's back, even after that 12 weeks, which is before the season starts on September the 24th, you would anticipate that he's not going to be ready to play then. He'll need probably, like you said, I'm thinking maybe 2 more weeks if he's cleared to play. I think it'll probably be 2 weeks where you see him actually on the court to get revved up for something like that. But with that being said, you won't have Jaren, you won't have Zach E to start the season. And the Grizzlies, who already needed a big man, I think the fact that you're going to be without 2 of your guys may mean you need to double down on whatever you were thinking at first. If you were thinking of a Goga Batadze, you might need to be thinking about a Walker Kessler now. You know what I mean? If you were thinking about a whoever, some athletic big man that's on somebody's bench, you maybe have to think about a Nick Claxton now or whatever. You might have to think about, dare I say, a Jared Allen at this point. You know what I mean? So I think the Grizzlies have to respond big with this thing, what they're doing, because my thing is, I hope this is a blessing in disguise. I hope this is something that does urge Zach Kleiman and the Grizzlies brass to swing, man. Because like I said, I'm a Zach Edey guy. You're a Zach Edey guy. I love Zach Edey. But I've said, man, if the Grizzlies have an opportunity to get a better big than Zach, where Zach is your big coming out the bench, go do it. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this, Sain.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask you this. So the Utah Jazz came out today and said that it's going to take 2 first-round picks to get Walker Kessler. Would you rather take 2 first-round picks to get Walker Kessler, or would you rather call Cleveland with a couple first-round picks and maybe some younger stars and see if they would be willing to move off of Jared Allen?
I'm glad you said that. Let me speak on that too. People have to understand this. I'm definitely a Grizzlies fan, and I'm not trying to act like I'm better than anybody or I do think on different levels than people do because of the level of exposure I've had to certain things. And one thing I've done in the time that I've worked as a quasi-media member, full-time media member, independent, whatever, I've ran into people, I've been in circles, and I understand how information works. And I'll let y'all know this. And my guy, I can't think of my guy's name right now. The Lakers fan, coach, I can't think of my guy's name.
Coach Vaughn?
No. He's out of California. Coach, he's a Lakers fan. I've been on his podcast. He's been on mine. I can't think of his name right now. He got off Twitter for a while and came back. Anyway, he quoted the tweet about the Utah Jazz. It said, "This is just Danny Ainge telling the Lakers, fuck y'all." Like, and that's what it was, man. Like, we have to understand, bro, that like when stuff gets in the media, it's in the media for a reason, bro. Like these, like if something like that exact comes out about Walker Kessler of all people. Oh, Walker Kessler is going to take 2 first-round picks. When that kind of stuff comes out, it's because the team that said it wants it to get out. Like, and it's either because, hey, I'm really trying to move Walker Kessler for 2 first-round picks, or it could be Pelinka, fuck you, Rob Pelinka, fuck you. It could be one of it could be either one. Do I think that's a realistic action price for Walker Kessler? No. I think that if another team comes with a first-round pick and matching salary, that Walker Kessler could be got. Or Utah just may not be interested in moving him at all. Because he's definitely a guy that if they're rebuilding, he's a guy that could be around for the post-rebuild era of the Utah
especially
Jazz.
On a contract that's that cheap for a guy that's a decent-sized big and a decent big. Like, he's still on basically
and it's so hard
rookie deal.
That's a valuable dude because he's still on his rookie deal, and it's kind of hard to match him. If they're looking for a young player, I know that Danny Ainge does have a fetish for how they rank recruited high school guys who are 6'8", 6'9", who are versatile shot makers. If a Gigi Jackson can make a deal like that happen, I love Gigi. I want to see Gigi do his thing, but I would love to have Walker Kessler on this team as well. It's something to think about for sure, but this is something fans also have to understand. There's this narrative about the Grizzlies being cheap, right? And the Grizzlies not making moves. A lot of the Grizzlies not making moves over the last couple of years has been based on knowing I have this huge albatross situation with Jaren Jackson Jr. I was listening to my guy Chris Harrington the other day. He said when people were praising Jaren's contract he got, the last one, the $23 million one, Chris said there were people like me who were realizing, this is cool now, but this ain't gonna be cool when it's time to pay that dude again. But, and that's where we were now. And the Grizzlies knew they had that situation coming. They knew they had to play Ja. They knew they paid Bane, which, in all honesty, was an overpay in hindsight.
Right.
You have to be careful about spending because if the Grizzlies were in a different situation, if they were way over the cap and, into the salary, luxury tax and all these things that certain people have been begging us to be a part of, you would have been between a rock and a hard place with Jaren because you wouldn't be able to let Luke Kennard go and let Marvin Bagley go, and now you're under the cap, and now you can go pay off a Cole Anthony contract, a guy who never played for your team. You would not be able to do those type of things if we had been spin, go get guys like we've been talking the first. And now that that's behind you, don't rule out the Grizzlies being in a situation where they're now adding salary because they're a ways away from the tax. They're not there. There's a big gap between being over the cap and being over the tax. So do not be surprised to see the Grizzlies being in a cap relief type situation with a team like a Cleveland or a team that wants to balance out their roster more. And you may say, hey, would a Brandon Clark and a John Conchar deal and, 1 or 2 picks interests you if you're trying to diversify your lineup. If you want, what's my guy's name? The power forward there.
Jared Allen?
No.
Evan Mobley?
If you want Mobley to be your 5, you know what I mean? And you want to move off of Allen, would you be interested in a utility big like Brandon Clark who can come off the bench and get rebounds and play some defense and bring energy? I mean, I'm not saying that's something that they would like to do, but the Grizzlies are in a situation now where they can take in another salary like that because it's not going to put them in a situation where it affects the Ja deal is going to be easy. That's just going to be lined up and go give Ja the max and keep moving. But that Jaren thing was squirrely. It was been squirrely for a few years. It's been one of the worst, probably one of the better kept secrets with the Grizzlies that what they were going to do with Jaren this summer has had their ass stressed out for years. Like how they're going to because they knew his contract was too little to extend upon, which is why you send out a first round pick to get Marcus Smart off your books. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of trying to trade him for something. But it's going to be interesting to see. I think the Grizzlies had some things that they could have easily done to get a big now, but I'm hoping that they're swinging for a bigger fish now because I just want to see us have a very solid starting lineup going forward. And I think if you can get a versatile big man who can defend, just give me a rim running big who can block shots, defend, athletic. Give me that. And I love Zach Edey. But if Zach Edey's coming off the bench, I can live with that, man. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, and Jared Allen's contract makes a ton of sense. He averages about $30 million, but you can make that work with a Brandon Clark and Cole Anthony, and then give him a prospect.
And Cleveland would save money.
And
the money ain't really got to match. You can absorb that money from them, and they can save a little money as far as taxes go as well. I've been glued to my phone, man, because I believe the Grizzlies are about to do something, especially when you hear something we'll talk about in the second segment of the show after we come back to the break. We're going to get more into this Tarik Biberovic news, who seems to be my kind of guy, man. I saw him got to fighting with a brother in one of the clips I saw, man, with bite marks all over the brother. And I was like, sign me up, bro. You talking about a dog, man. You talking about a dude out here getting bit. That's what I'm talking about. A dude out here scrapping. And so he got kind of a dirty player, kind of
I saw that, man. It's like
he
said he was like clawing this dude, grabbing him by the throat. And at first I was like, but the more I thought about it, I'm like, sign me up for that. We need an edge. We need attitude. We need toughness.
And he can shoot that
this kid. I mean, he can shoot the laces out, man.
Yeah, that for sure. Like I said, best wishes to Jaren. Get back soon, big dog. We're going to need you for sure. Because if it's looking squirrely, man, hey, I'm going to be on, what's my website? Tankathon real quick. Don't think I would give a damn if the Grizzlies said, all right, screw this, bro. We about to tank. If they did it, I would not be messed up about it at all. Trust me.
2 lottery picks next year. Yo.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna have 1 top 10 pick for sure. Because Phoenix is not gonna be a playoff team. Because they're gonna bust that thing up soon, I'm sure. And if you mess around and you tank, you're gonna have hey, I'm not with all that, but I am, goddamn it. So so Jane, bring your ass back so I ain't gotta start thinking about that kind of stuff at all, man. We're about to take a break, bro. When we come back, we're more to Answer the Sain show. We'll see you guys in a minute.
Looking for an alternative to alcohol or conventional medicine? Check out Ounce of Hope, a Memphis-based dispensary with 2 local stores in the Sanderlin Center and on South Cooper Street. You can get all the products you need in a location convenient to you. Each store offers an intentional shopping experience with dedicated bud tenders to answer all of your questions, from product selection and mushroom blends to our personal favorite, the Delta 9 seltzers. You gotta try the Peach Buzz. Try Ounce of Hope at either one of their 2 Memphis stores or at www.ounceofhope.com for convenient products shipped right to your door. Use the promo code BluffCity for 15% off any order, excluding sale items. Cannot be used in conjunction with other promotions or discounts. One use per customer.
Dame Danger had his waiver denied by the NCAA.
Shocker.
You want to see my surprise face?
Yeah.
We were hopeful for a while, sure. I don't think hope ever turned into like reality in my mind or confidence.
No.
Like some people had it. NCAA waiver process for Memphis has failed 3 straight years though now.
It doesn't matter how optimistic people felt like the program was. It doesn't matter how optimistic fans were. Like, for me personally, I never felt good about it. Like I've seen it too many times, you know, like I've seen these situations where a player has a good case and it makes sense. And you say, I can look at this other example for fill in the blank team with fill in the blank player. And the situation's very similar and they were granted. As we know with the NCAA, none of that stuff ever matters.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
In the heart of the Highland Strip for 27 years, Trilogy Tattoo has helped tell stories for Memphians for generations. Located at 530 South Highland, Richie and his team are waiting to help you tell yours.
From tattoos to piercings, your body art should be as unique as you are. Voted a Memphis Flyer top 3 tattoo shop in the city of Memphis since day one. Your story will be safe here at Trilogy Tattoo.
Open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 11, and 3 to 11 on Sundays. They have convenient times waiting on you. Let Trilogy Tattoo help you tell your story.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Man, we started off the show talking about how we did get positive news for Jaren Jackson Jr.
Mm-hmm.
That 12 weeks could have been 16, or it could have been 20, or it could have been the full 24. Could have been the full 24 weeks. Could have been talking 6 months for sure, just for a reevaluation. But that's not where we are. We're excited about that, especially when you're talking about going under the knife. And just like Jaren Jackson Jr. had to trust the doctors to handle his body with care, man, to handle his big toe with care, Dr. Buckets. When you go get a tattoo, man, you're trusting that the people there know what they're doing because it's permanent, man. Tattoo is pretty much forever. You know, you can do these things, laser surgery, all that type of thing to get them removed. But for the most part, you're trusting someone to give you a fire-ass tattoo, man. And the people you can trust for that are the people who've been in the game for 27 years. Rusty Witness, my people over at Trilogy Tattoos. Rusty, I'm telling you, if you go over there, they're going to take care of you, man. I've yet to get something done. I do want to get a tattoo done soon. I might get Underground King on me somewhere, man. I might get something like that.
Yeah.
On me, man. I don't know. But, you know, but when I did go to meet with my guy, my guys over there for the first time, my guys over there at Trilogy. I'm sorry, bro. I'm just extremely distracted. When I first met with Richard Jarvis over there at Trilogy Tattoos, super clean environment, man. Super cool staff, award-winning staff over there. If you're going to get a tattoo done, let the best do it, man. Let the people who've been doing it for 27 years and running take care of you at Trilogy Tattoos. Well, like I said, man, we were talking about Jaren Jackson Jr. to open the show and the positive news that we got from him, hoping that he can get out on the court sooner than later. Something else I did want to touch on before I move on to the three-pointer is that this is something we have to keep in mind too, because people are like, why haven't the Grizzlies done this? Why have the Grizzlies done that? And we talked about news, right? We talked about how news gets out, how Kitty said tell Julia to get out. Now let me close these comments, man.
Yeah, you're gonna get in trouble over there.
Yeah, so what I was talking about. Okay, like news gets out, right? And people have to understand that most news, all news, just because it's new to us doesn't mean that it's new. You know what I mean? Like when Milwaukee got rid of Damian Lillard, they probably didn't wake up that morning like, man, I'm about to waive Damian Lillard. Like there probably was some level of rumbling or some level of information about that it got out that Milwaukee may be thinking about this type of thing. And when, you know, the Aiden news, all those type of things, and when guys get signed, when trades happen, these guys have been talking for a while. And something that happens every year in free agency is that guys get bled out. Restricted free agents get bled out, right? And then when their time is up, when they realize they're not going to get no money, then you get these trades that happen. Weird things happen during this time of year. And sometimes it is best to kind of wait things out. And another thing with the Grizzlies and the reasons why things aren't happening immediately in day 3 or in day 2 or in day 1, as far as solidifying the roster for the offseason, is that there are a lot of moving parts with this team right now, bro. Like there are a lot of moving parts. Like this Cole Anthony thing is still hanging out there. I think the Grizzlies would love to be in a situation where they could trade him in a trade where they trade him out and they take nothing back, or they take a $4 million deal back or a $3 million deal back. And they, I'm sure they would love to be in that type of situation where they get a, non-guaranteed contract and they just make that money go disappear. But, they might have to just straight up stretch and waive him. That's a moving part that's out there. What you do with John Conchar is a moving part. You've got commitments out there to guys that you don't have roster spots for, including Cam Spencer, including Tarik Biberovic. Looks like he's headed over here. So with that being said, man, there's things that you have to take care of to make things happen. Because like I said, that the Jaren Jackson Jr. deal, that's agreed in principle. That they have not signed any paper on it. They can't sign it, if I'm not mistaken, because it's
until July 5th.
Yeah, and even with that, the Grizzlies haven't done the things that need to be done for that to happen. So just remember, guys, that Zach Kleiman sees the same things we do. And like I said, I can if you allow me to speak in context, I can kind of give you reasons why certain things didn't happen. Because we speak a lot of things, we just say stuff sometimes, and like enough people say it just becomes groupthink, and it's not really in context at all.
Listen, I'm guilty of that, man, because you can get on there and you can do a trade online, right? And I was stumping for Cam Johnson and getting Cam Johnson to Memphis because I like Cam Johnson and thought he could fit, right? But
for sure.
You're like I reminded them on Twitter, just because it works in your fantasy
your
trade,
head, like
your head and the trade simulator, like there's so many levels of this thing, man.
Yeah, and these are like, you're talking about petty men who have, it's kind of like, you got to remember, you're talking about GMs, bro. They're not the owners of these teams. They are paid employees of these teams. They're rich. They make good money, but they're not like the big boss of these teams, right?
And ZK's been active so far. He's been trying.
Man, he's been active with the stuff he's had on the table. We're trying to just pulling off the way to get Jaren paid enough is crazy. Like making that happen. Like getting him to commit to a 5-year deal and not having to touch the Supermax. That alone is activity, bro. Like that's not just bringing back your own dude. Because if it was simple as that, they would not have been stressing about it. The way that they pulled that off was really kind of remarkable to be able to bring Jaren back. Because that wasn't like a bird rights deal. I maxed him out because he's my guy. I can pay him. They really pulled a rabbit out of the hat to keep Jaren on his roster. But here's another thing too, man. What was I saying about? I'm gonna address two. I want to get into the 3-pointer, bro, but I can't right now. There are two deals. I think I talk about this all the time, but I just feel like I need to do it. I feel like there's somebody in the comments. There's somebody watching who ain't never heard this before. There are two trades that did not happen for the Grizzlies that people criticize the Grizzlies for and criticize the Brooklyn Nets for. I'm like, why do you think that? Like, what is your brain? What is telling your brain that that's true? And I'm gonna talk about the Dorian Finney-Smith one first. Let's talk in context, bro. Because this is what people say. We offered Brooklyn a better deal than the Lakers did. We offered them a first-round pick, Luke Kennard, John Conchar. That was the offer from the Grizzlies. Luke Kennard, John Conchar, first-round pick in what would have been this year's draft. Let's talk in context. First of all, Brooklyn told everybody, we want cap space. We want as much expiring contracts as possible. We offered Luke Kennard's deal, which is $12 million. We offered John Conchar's deal, which is a bad contract. There's a $6 million deal for a guy that more than likely won't be a rotation player anywhere he goes. So if you do the quick math, 12 minus 6 equals $6 million. So we were only offering Brooklyn about $6 million in cap relief, right? Brooklyn said, we want cap relief. Rusty Whitten, who has the most cap space in the NBA right now?
Lakers, right?
No, cap space, under the cap.
Okay. Oh, under the cap. I don't know who's got it.
Brooklyn. It's Brooklyn. They're the only team under the cap in the entire NBA. Nobody in the NBA is under the cap but Brooklyn. They got a shit ton of space. What they plan on doing with it, I don't know. But they are hoarding cap space.
Yeah.
When Brooklyn made the trade with the Lakers, they were able to not only come off of Dorian Finney-Smith's deal, but they came off another dude's deal too because the Lakers had that much that many expiring contracts they can send out. They sent out D'Angelo Russell, and they sent out 2 other dudes too. And I want to say it freed up like damn near $30 million for Brooklyn. And yes, the Lakers sent out 2 first-round picks as opposed to a first-round pick from us. But also keep in mind, the Grizzlies were second in the West around the deadline, right? So that first-round pick in this year's draft, you're talking 25 through 29, something like that is where the Grizzlies were at the time. We did not make a better offer to Brooklyn than the Lakers did. The Lakers deal was better than ours because it was what Brooklyn was looking for. I don't know why they want so much cap space. I guess they wanted for teams to trade into it to get more picks or whatever, or to sign whatever free agent. They didn't sign anybody in free agency really, so I don't really know what Brooklyn is doing, but they're trying to be way under the cap. So that's
holding out? Are they holding out hope for maybe a Giannis type contract coming in?
I don't know. I don't know who they waiting on. They might be waiting for Luka, because Luka is not going to be in LA with the bullshit they on. What if they're waiting to be the landing spot for Jokic and Luka? Good God, no. Let me just.
I digress. Settle down.
I hate to speak that up. Hey, shout out to Denver for raising the floor of that team, because keep Luka there, man. Keep Doncic, not keep Doncic. I keep saying it, bro. Keep Jokic happy, bro. Please, please keep that dude Jokic happy for the love of God. The other one is, of course, the Cam Johnson deal to Denver. First of all, the Grizzlies offer for Cam Johnson was more than likely Marcus Smart and a first, right? Marcus Smart, Michael Porter Jr. I'm sorry, I'm taking Michael Porter Jr. 20 times out of 100. We did not have a spare Michael Porter Jr. sitting around, who's like a 24-year-old, proven scorer. Like when he's healthy, he's a really good, dangerous player for them. Like we didn't have a spare Michael Porter Jr. sitting around, and we definitely didn't have a draft pick that we cash in when Jokic is 38. Like we didn't, which probably lines up with the exact year that he's going to retire. Like it's probably lined up the summer he's going to retire is when he turns 38. And we didn't have that, bro. Like again, we were trying to offer picks in the year that we were one of the top teams in the league, and that pick is not comparable. Even if it was 2 of them, even if it was this year and next year or the year after that, it was not comparable to what Denver sent out. Like the player is nothing. Like they don't want Marcus Smart, and the pick is not as good. So this whole thing of Brooklyn just has a vendetta against the Grizzlies, or why couldn't the Grizzlies close that deal? They were offering bullshit, bro. Like we didn't have, and that's what trips me out so bad when people say, we should have let Santi walk. That's why you go keep Asante, because now you have a contract you can move in these type of deals, bro. It's just like Walker Kessler. It's gonna be hard as hell for Utah to move Walker Kessler because he's only making $4 million.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like that's why you get these. That's why you bring in these. That's why you go get a KCP. You go get a Cole Anthony, because those guys, those are the perfect size deals that move. You know what I mean? So. But anyway, bro, it's just a rant I was on, man. But anyway,
I mean, like, just kind of to button that up, like, you're absolutely right. Like, if we'd have had, like, maybe, like, we got the lottery pick next year, that's a better pick that you can move. But we're talking about trading, like, late first-round picks, 20, 24, 25. You're not going to move those picks and go get a guy like Cam Johnson, especially attached to a Marcus Smart, who is also on a bad contract. And so now they got some scoring back that they can kind of build around and sprinkle with. And unfortunately, Denver went from no depth and a very soft playoff team to a team that's got buckets at every position. And Nikola Jokic makes those around him better. And Cam Johnson's already awesome. And so, like, what he's going to do in Denver, he's going to do numbers in Denver.
Yeah, go ahead and start that music, because that's number 1 on the list, man. We're talking about NBA free agency so far. What I like about it, Denver, y'all doing y'all goddamn thing. I ain't mad at y'all. I went out there and got Tim Hardaway Jr. You might as well call him Michael Jordan Jr. if you're a Grizzlies fan, because that dude was us for a decade, for sure. Would have got Tim Hardaway Jr. When they got Jonas Valanciunas. Shout out to them. I love what y'all are doing. They're definitely going to be a top 3 team in the West. I think they solidified that. I think they showed some flaws last year in the playoffs, not having enough depth. They went and got Bruce Brown back. I like what Denver did for sure. They went and got Cam Johnson, who's one of just probably one of the more plug-and-play guys in the NBA, man. A high basketball IQ dude. Would have loved to see him on the Grizzlies. But, yeah, shout out to Denver for doing that. And I hate to give this team props, man. I hate to do it, Russ. But I'm going to give a shout-out to my brothers down south, man. My ATL boys, man. My road bounce guys. I don't know where road bounce is at, man. My ATL guys, man. My boy, you know what I'm saying? The Balenciaga Bandits.
Balenciaga
the Gucci Belt
Bandits.
Gang.
Dude.
Shout out to the Atlanta Hawks, man. The Pillagers. What's the word?
The
Pillagers. What's it called when you take somebody's culture, man?
Oh, like your appropriators. Like you just snatching chains. Is what you're doing.
You chain snatching, appropriating of Memphis, fake ass Memphis, Atlanta. Because so many people from moved to Atlanta that they created the Atlanta sound, Atlanta rap. Atlanta rap ain't nothing but Memphis rap, bro. It was Memphis rap 15 years ago. That's all it is. People from Memphis moved to Atlanta, and now it's the Atlanta sound. Because y'all sound was some snap shit or whatever the hell y'all sound, ludicrous and shit.
Yeah,
like it ain't fake 3 6 Mafia like they sound is now. But anywho, shout out to Atlanta, man. Love what y'all doing as well with this Money in the Bank briefcase ass offseason y'all having. Are you a wrestling guy, bro?
Yeah, a little bit.
You know what Money in the Bank is?
That must be after my time.
Money in the Bank is like you win this tournament and you win this match, and if you win the match, you get access to this briefcase called the Money in the Bank briefcase, and it basically entitles you any day, any time, even in the middle of a match, to jump in and get your title shot. So basically, 2 guys can be beating the hell out of each other, and you can jump in and say, okay, I want my title match now, and come in and win, and now you're the champion. Atlanta looking at the East being down, said, let me get our bogus ass in here with this Money in the Bank briefcase and try to have a good season. But they've had a good offseason for sure. I like what they're doing. I still think they're going to be mid as hell. But,
yeah, because they're Atlanta. They
Hawks,
can't win. But what they've done is they've taken advantage of a wide open Eastern Conference with no Boston, the Knicks are not. Who knows what the Knicks are going to be now that they got Mike Brown, or looking like they're going to get Mike Brown. Indiana's down. Milwaukee's rebuilding. Like it's them, Orlando, Detroit, Cleveland. Like it's a wide open East, and they took advantage of it, man. I like what
for
they
sure.
did.
I ain't mad. They're still going to be ass, though. But you know what I do like about Atlanta? Atlanta has a dope-ass arena. And when you go to their games, you feel like you're in an Atlanta game. You feel like you're in the A-Town. You feel like you're A-Town down for sure. That's something the Grizzlies got into for a little bit. And then Josh started cutting up, and they was like, all right, enough. Enough of this Memphis shit. Effective immediately.
Dial it back.
Right. Our game started getting hood as shit. The Grizzlies like, all right.
That's when they were fun, though. You had good energy. Right. You had good vibes. Like, the music was good. The attitude was there.
It was
honestly, that's why we played better, man.
They was like, all right, pull the Elvis back out. Fuck it. Get this out of here.
We walk into Memphis now.
We play walking in Memphis. Yeah, Jerry Lee Lewis and shit. But yeah, man, number 2, man, Tarik Biberovic. Is he on the way, man? Reports are coming out saying that the Memphis Grizzlies did a $1.5 million buyout for Tarik Biberovic, the guy that they acquired in the draft maybe 3 or 4 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Supposed to be coming over. I was messing with you yesterday. You were out. I don't know if you heard me what I said. We watched this man die. We said that Dr. Bucket said that he died on the court, and miraculously he's back. You know I gotta give you shit, bro.
Listen, man, when that leg, when it folded the wrong way, I was like, man, there ain't no way. I said immediate ACL, and somehow because he's young, and I don't know what these Bosnian dudes, they maybe made of like wet noodles. I don't know, but he survived somehow.
Yeah, that man. I thought that man was dead when I first saw that crap. But yeah, he survived. Reports came out saying that he's fine. I'm down for it, man. Talking about like what, a 6'6", 6'7" shooter. I think he's moderately athletic. A guy at the Grizzlies identified a long time ago, and they've kind of allowed him to progress and watched him progress. He's been one of the better players in the league that he's in. If he's a guy who's in that John Conchar role, just a guy you can break in case of emergency shooter off the bench. If he can come in and prove he can do that, sign me up for it. I don't think this is a two-way deal. I don't think he would have left over there, and I don't think the Grizzlies would have paid out a $1.5 million buyout for a guy to be a two-way guy. Plus, you know, with the European influence of one Tomas Isalo, I'm sure he probably will be able to fit in with his style of play as well. Number 3, we didn't talk about this much at all. I'm not going to talk about directly what this is. I want to talk about the news around it, like the hubbub around it. And that's the Dame Lillard being stretched and waived, and where is he going next? It frustrates me so bad, bro. That not only are we so enamored by transaction porn as fans, not only that, not only are we excited about who's going where and trades and free agency, all these type of things, there is a clamor of talk about a guy who is out for the season where he's going to sign. Like, can we enjoy it? The season is coming, bro. Can we enjoy this amazing rookie class that's coming in?
Yeah.
Because there are guys that went 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th in this draft that are going to be stars in the NBA, bro. That kid Fears with New Orleans, that kid's going to be a hooper, bro. There are guys at the end of this draft that are going to be like solid guys in the league. You know what I mean? And we got that happening. We got teams that are making real moves, teams that are set to compete. We got guys like Bruce Brown coming back home. We got the Pacers saying, "Oh man, fuck all this. We went to the finals. That was fun." Well, that was fun.
We out.
We out. Yeah, it was. We gonna save this little money right quick.
Yeah.
Because whatever. But man, why are we talking about where is Damian Lillard going? Like, he's out for the year, man. It'll not. He'll be back for the playoffs. But like, can we just enjoy the guys who are out here getting ready to play, man? I don't get it. I've had my feel of it, bro. Yeah. And he's probably going to Miami if you just want to know or whatever. But
I mean, that's it.
Anyway.
It's the same thing. We're talking about Memphis and Ja Morant during the NBA Finals. Like, these national heads are going to talk about anything but what's pertinent and these great deals, these great rookies we're going to have. We're in for a hell of an NBA season, man, and it's going to be without Dame Lillard.
All right, but speaking of shit that ain't got nothing to do with basketball on the court, shout out to that Nike ad that dropped. Hey, Nike, bro. I told y'all, bro. Y'all think Nike, because people always quick to say, man, Nike could be a let y'all ass go. Man, Nike seem like they love all this crazy ass shit y'all be doing, bro. For the grenade stuff. Because I guarantee you, in this Ja 3, they going to come out with a, like, it might not be fatigue, but it's going to be fatigue colorway. That's coming out, bro. That's coming out, bro. A fatigue colorway is coming out for that shoe. And they dropped the ad with the pigeons in the background.
Yeah.
For Ja. Like, come on, man. Stop playing. Quit acting like Ja don't fool with that man, bro. But, man, we about to take a break, man. When we come back, we're going to wrap this thing up inside the same brain. We got two brothers in a relationship, so we can definitely answer this question. It's a question I'm going to throw out to you, Russ. I got to see what you got to say about this joint. We'll talk about
Looking for an alternative to alcohol or conventional medicine? Check out Ounce of Hope, a Memphis-based dispensary with 2 local stores in the Sanderlin Center and on South Cooper Street. You can get all the products you need in a location convenient to you. Each store offers an intentional shopping experience with dedicated bud tenders to answer all of your questions, from product selection and mushroom blends to our personal favorite, the Delta 9 seltzers. You gotta try the Peach Buzz. Try Ounce of Hope at either one of their 2 Memphis stores or at www.ounceofhope.com for convenient products shipped right to your door. Use the promo code BluffCity for 15% off any order, excluding sale items. Cannot be used in conjunction with other promotions or discounts. One use per customer.
In the heart of the Highland Strip for 27 years, Trilogy Tattoo has helped tell stories for Memphians for generations. Located at 530 South Highland, Richie and his team are waiting to help you tell yours.
From tattoos to piercings, your body art should be as unique as you are. Voted a Memphis Flyer top 3 tattoo shop in the city of Memphis since day one. Your story will be safe here at Trilogy Tattoo.
Open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 11, and 3 to 11 on Sundays. They have convenient times waiting on you. Let Trilogy Tattoo help you tell your story.
All right, y'all, welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Final segment of the show, man. We call this thing Inside the Same Brain. I don't want to put my boy in a tough situation, man, but I have reason to believe. I can pretty much stand on the fact.
You're going to get me in trouble right here live on the radio.
I would fix it up. I know that my guy Rusty's in a relationship. I am as well. My beautiful ladies typically here when I'm recording the show in the bed, sleep, snoring in the mic, all that type of stuff. So it's a guy said today, when I was talking about the stuff with Jaren, it said something about that's why your wife has to put stuff back at the grocery store or something like that. I said, no, she typically buys what she wants. Like something dude saying, like, man, get your clown ass out of here, bro. But anyway, fam, I do know that you are in a relationship. I know that you have a beautiful lady.
Absolutely.
So I know you can speak on these type of things. There was a post that a guy put on Facebook. You know how you'll be friends with people on Facebook and you say y'all are friends, like in real life, and you say that's your guy, but you ain't never met them and you don't even know what their real name is. You ever been like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially with all these new Abbies and screen names and stuff on Twitter that are all over the place. Man, I got guys that I talk to and I couldn't pick him out of the lineup.
Yeah, I got a friend. His name is Macho Man. Is his name now on Facebook? He changed his name all the time. I could not think of what his brother's real name is. I used to know because it was on his page, but I have no clue what his real name is. He changed his name all the time. He's been like most faithful man ever. That might be his name one time, boy. Like he's just he'll change the name all the time, right? So
sure.
He puts a post and he says that women in hell. Oh crap, Julia's here. Oh, stay asleep, bro. Stay asleep. All right, because she'll chime in.
This is probably why he changed his username all the time.
Right. So he says women that are in healthy relationships don't post selfies every day. And the post, he made this post in 2019. The anniversary of it was yesterday. It was a 6-year anniversary of this post. And it stirred back up again. People got back into the comments talking about it. And I just wanted to share my thoughts on it. And I will say that I totally agree. And as a man who I'm not married, probably very close to getting married. There ain't none of y'all business when that happened. But me personally, when I was like out there, like dating, like really looking for somebody, I would categorize women, or I'd stick women in piles. You can call me a F-boy for that. You can call me a clown. You can call me whatever you want to call me, but I would compartmentalize women. I would put women in categories. And one of the main things when I would go on social media, women who post all the time and posted pictures of themselves all the time, I would say that's a really good looking chick. Let me slide in the DM, or let me speak to her. Let me get to know her. But it was not because I wanted anything serious from her. I did not take those type of women serious. And people can say what they want. Am I right or wrong for that? I don't really think that's a right or wrong thing. That's just my preference. Am I assuming wrong sometimes? Probably might be. But my thing is, I don't see many women that I know that are married or in committed relationships who are posting pictures of themselves, especially not daily. I've seen your girl before, but I've seen her with you. I've never seen her on social media at all.
Yeah.
Julia's Facebook page and Twitter page and Instagram pages are deceased. Like she don't post. And before we started dating, she used to say, like, every time I make a post, I know you coming. It was like I would hear from you 3 or 4 times a year, because 3 or 4 times I post a picture, here you come. You know what I mean? But but that's part of the reason why I was coming at her, because she rarely posted. Like she was real, and when she did post, she's like post a picture of her kids or post something she's doing with her business, not just out there trying to look sexy and shit. Like that's and I've even had this conversation with her, because I am addicted to Instagram models.
Oh Lord. Make sure she's far enough away that she can't reach you right now.
She's asleep, but I'm sure she's hearing. I'm sure subconsciously she gonna wake up talking about this. But with that being said, man, like she'll say, well, that's what y'all like, or that's what y'all want, or I was like, no, it's not. You know what I mean? Does it look good? Yes, but that's not what a man wants. And not just that a turn off if I'm a single man looking for a single woman, but you can't really tell me, man, that you're happy in your relationship if you're constantly posting pictures of yourself and not like acknowledging your person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but now if you're daily posting pictures of yourself, no, man. I heard dudes say one time to me, man, if you ain't get told, he said, young ladies, if you ain't got nothing for sale, take the sign down. Like, for real. Like, take the sign down, man. That's your advertising, bro.
I mean, I can say this. When Maggie and I knew each other back in like 2010 through 2013, and then life took us apart and I never heard from her again. We never spoke. Then last January 2024, she popped up on Facebook as somebody I should know, but her Facebook, like her picture was grayed out. Like it didn't have a photo or anything yet.
Yeah.
So I added her and I checked constantly until she populated that photo with something to see what it was going to be.
Yeah.
And she posted a selfie of her and her dog. And I was like, we in. I'm going to shoot a message. Because if it hurt another guy, Ivy's had to back off. But when that dog popped up saying, I'm like, let's go. Popped in DMs,
or looking thirsty. Or like, or is she one on there trying to look thirsty and shit either? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No,
there's this chick on my Facebook, man. She's an attractive lady. And she posts every day, bro. And it's always like, he fumbled and everybody don't know how to deal with this. And post, I'm like, no, I don't think he fumbled, sweetheart. Like, I don't think he fumbled. Like, you know what I mean?
He's
like,
all right.
and I had this conversation with somebody that came to Music Bingo one time, and we were just talking about dating. And they were talking about, I was talking about like with the person I'm with. She's a homebody. She has girlfriends, but she really just don't be out like that. And all of her girlfriends are either solid women who are single or they're women in relationships. And like we try to be friends with people who are in relationships, right? And I was telling her that like men won't, because she's like, well, I'm boring. I be at home all the time. Like that's what men are looking for. Like we that's what we want. Like those girls that are outside, they fun as hell. But we ain't trying to lock it down with y'all like that. You know what I mean? So, but I agree with that, bro. Like if you're the person who posting selfies all the time, you are not somebody I'm trying to date seriously. And it's also to me a telltale sign that there's something ain't right in your relationship. Because when me and Gay's mom was Rocky, that thing was wrapping up. Especially when I got on about her, oh man, my sexy ass was on Facebook every day on y'all ass. I go back and look at some of these thirsty ass pictures I was posting, like, man, I was a clown. I really think I thought I was cold out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But back when I first got married, bro, like there were no selfies. There were no the phones didn't have a camera. They definitely didn't have one where you could take a picture of yourself, right?
Yeah.
So before when I was single, you know what I mean? You're talking 30-some years ago, almost 30-some years ago. So no, that's wrong. I got married in 2005. Talking about 20-some years ago. What I'm thinking about. So like times have just really changed, bro. Like we really like thirst for attention so bad with these devices and social media. And you'll encounter women, and this isn't a relationship podcast, but you'll encounter women sometimes, man, that they will turn down the validation of one man who really wants to be with them because of the validation of thousands of strangers. They'd rather have that. They'd rather have somebody telling them they look good or in their DM. I've dated girls who be like, oh, don't mess up because, you got all these dudes waiting in the DM waiting for you to mess up. Like, well, baby, I'm going to mess up. So you might want to go ahead and get with them. You might want to go ahead and get with them. Like, and they don't want your ass either. Not like that. They don't.
Yeah.
And, man, like, you see people who are, like, married and, their husband are, like, providers and they're good dads for their kids. And, like, people just like ending marriages and breaking up and like messing up the families and stuff. And it's like for nothing, man. It's like for like online attention or like, I want to be like my girls and my girls like to do this. And we like to go on these trips and like, man, like the family structure is just getting killed right now, man, taking real L's. So I do agree with my guy, Macho Man on Facebook, man. He says a lot of crazy stuff, but on that particular thing, I had to get with him, man, for sure. Ladies, if you're happy, get your ass off social media, man. You know what I'm saying? Go take a picture with your kids or some shit, man. Post your husband, man. For real. Because if not, we think you trying. Hey, if you ain't got nothing for sale, take the sign down. Like that might be figuratively or literally. Take the sign down. For sure. Because you might be selling something.
Yeah, you just gotta be careful what you put out there. Because you post that stuff, you're gonna attract it, man. You just gotta be careful.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, man. Because I'm telling you, and another thing to do is keep your girl away from NBA players that are young, 7 foot quarter millionaires.
Yeah.
Just keep your girl away from them. And I'm telling you, you ain't as cold as you think you are, bro. you not as cold as you think you are, bro. Certain dudes walk in the room, your girl gonna swoon.
Especially when they just signed a $250 million contract.
Your girl get hit, bro. I had to break it down to you, fam. Just hope she don't get on the radar. Man, my sister I'm 45, man. My sister was 18 when I was born. So my sister's like 64. No, she's 63. And I heard my sister talking about like Jaren. I'm like, good God, bro, this dude got like universal reach out here, man. Like my sister's damn near 70. Like, what are we talking about?
He's got that master key, right? That opens every door, right? I mean, when you got 250 million, you're young. You can. I mean, he's in Paris, he's in Japan, he's all over, man. Globetrotter.
The man got turf toe. The man got turf toe, walking around like a model, like
that's it. He was strutting
in Paris. Hey, I stood my toe. I gotta stay home. I'm being in the bed. This man out in France. Kicking it.
We old, man. I was talking about that this morning. I'm 38, just turned 38. I don't heal like I used to. I don't bounce back like I used to. Jaren being young, this turf toe ain't gonna keep him down long. He can bounce back and strut his stuff in Paris or Prague or wherever he wants to as soon as he wants to.
Hey, do your thing, bro, for sure.
Yes, sir.
Well, man, for Rusty Whitten, this is Anthony Sain, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow, man. It'll be me and Rusty again. Hey, we'll see y'all tomorrow, and we out.
Thank you for listening to the Anthony Sain Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.